Welcome back everyone to Piney Plays Minecraft Skirmish. I am looking at the outside of the hedge towards Bree. I decided to put the bed, crafting, and storage area out here simply because it's a nod at the location of the skirmish camp, and since this is all about skirmishes, I should have something to represent that, even if I don't have a full-scale camp there. So you see I got a nice neat hedge here. Finally figured out with a little look in the wiki plus a comment from one of the viewers to mentioning that of course shears are what you use in order to trim hedges. Of course I really should have known that. And there, that looks nice. This looks a little bit low, so I am going to have to raise the level of that hedge a little bit. And so now we come in here. I got the road coming down this direction and then turning towards the east, which is what it will do in the game. So this could be our Great East Road. Now what it's going to lead to in the end, I don't know, because we've got this big water here that will give it troublesome. I could think of this as the Midgewater almost, which means you have to go around. I didn't think about that thing. I know it's not technically a swamp, but perhaps I could get around it at some point. But well, the trouble is that things get really bad going on this side, so I really can't go on this side of the water. So therefore, even though technically the Midgewater would be on the south side, on north side, north side, so the Midgewater will be on the north side. We'll probably have to treat it as if it were on the south side and go around it this way, since that would be a much cleaner way, and that way I could have a road continuing off into this way, out into the, I guess this could be our weather hills. I wonder if one of these can serve as weather top. I'll have to do some exploration around here, see if one of these hills can be a good weather top. So that's why I'm going on there. So I finally have a nice neat hedge. I don't know if it's going to grow any further, or if maybe I'll have to trim it every once in a while or something like this. But look, so far it's been behaving. Now on the inside, I don't have it quite as neat. I'm going to still decide if I'm going to make it perfectly neat or what. Most likely I could probably grab some of the hedge here that's on the extra width and put it on top of the other one. But that'll probably be an effort between episodes. Now, on the other side, let's see what we have here. Now here, now in the skirmish, you would have to go around here since that's blocked by snow. And we'll come in this direction. Now normally you would have the auction hall there, and then the little area here, the haunted alley, then you come in. But obviously our scale is too small for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the town hall here to sort of represent the ending of the skirmish, since this is the only place that's large enough to accommodate a town hall. So I'm going to have to do that. So I'll probably have to have a little town hall with a gate around it, since that's what's important there. That is, unless our mayor likes to keep sheep and turn this into a town hall. Interesting thought. So we could sort of have a haunted alley here, and then we turn back into here, and here we have a haunted. I really don't want. Well, this actually is probably more suited to be a town hall. I want the town hall to be larger than this. I want the town hall to be 2 stories. So I'm probably going to build a town hall over here. Good. This wheat keeps on growing. Wonders of water. Alright, now here, what I did over here is I took the roof and I changed the full slabs to half slabs. It looked really ugly having a full slab as a roof, but I changed it to a half slab. I think it looks a lot better. I know it's still boxy and not exactly a great triumph in in aesthetics, but at least it's better than what I had before. These trees here, I'm planting these in order to start my next hedge, to the hedge on this side, since there should also be a hedge on this side. And then the hedge, if you continue along, is I put a second wall down here, where I'm hoping that the hedges could meet there. And that way I could have a wall all around Bree. So that'll probably take a couple more episodes in order to get everything all nice, neat, and built. Alright, the trees are starting to come through. It looks like this tree is never going to grow. But fortunately, this tree did send things out close enough that that's not going to be a major problem. And this looks... I think that's going to look pretty neat. Yeah, I'll have to fill stuff in. I'll probably take a lot from the top. And that's where I am at so far. Now, I also took this. This used to be right about here, so I pushed it back 2 squares further back. That way I can have the hedge without going directly over the sheep. So that's what's going on for there. Now, next project is the ditch. Because I am going to need a ditch here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a ditch starting probably these 2 rows. I'm going to have a ditch. How I'm going to do the ditch is I'm going to have the ditch like this. Alright, I might as well start on it now. We'll get... I am going to have to grab all that cobble because I really don't want cobblestone at the bottom of my ditch. The idea is that I'm going to have 2 levels there and 1 level here. Alright. And fortunately, keeping a shovel in shape throughout the entire time is difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one too deep. I'm going to do that quickly now, but this is the idea of what I'm going to be doing. But of course, I don't want any stone showing. So I will grab this. Right. And this way get rid of all the stone that's showing. So that it looks like a proper ditch as opposed to a canal or anything like that. Alright. So we'll do that for now, and fortunately I do have quite a bit of dirt, and even if I didn't have enough here, I would have quite a bit over back at my house. Alright, let's see. That's, ooh. Actually, I don't want the top bit, I just want the bottom bit. Yeah, it's right. Just the bottom bit. And this is what I'll be doing here. Now, the design of this ditch is going to be designed to make it hard on monsters. That's the main purpose. The idea then is a monster can get this way, but can only leave this way. So allowing them to leave that way, giving them a way out, I think will be beneficial. So therefore, it's designed to be a monster trap. Now this, I'll be putting a wall. Now, we really don't have good thin walls in Minecraft, so I am going to have to use a fence. I think that's the only way I can do that properly. Yeah, I think that's a good way of starting that, and obviously I want to get it like that. So the idea is to get as much right, but it is getting dark. That's another good reason to have a bed here, is because it's a good place to go when I am working at night. La la la. That the hard for me to tell the exact point where it's officially night so that I can actually use the bed. Good. Alright, so that's... Well, the ditch should go a little bit further on that. Actually, since I'm next to the crafting table, I might as well make myself another shovel. Sometimes I wonder if it's better to make iron shovels or cobblestone shovels, because I'm going through them so fast that if I had a ton of iron, I would obviously choose iron. But iron is pretty much a precious resource for me, so I prefer to save it for... And this is the reason why I have this thing here. Alright, we could... I got a ton of leaves here. Good. Alright, let's put the pork chops here. Let's put this here for now. Diorite. Some saplings here. Some of the stuff I don't need immediately. I could just tuck into here. Good. Good. And so the entire idea is is to make it so that the monsters only have one direction to go if they fall into this. Now let's see, I want this to be 2 out, so therefore I need to go 2 more this way. That'll give me my way I want this ditch. Good. Good. Alright. Actually, this is the inner one that has to be 2 down. Good. Alright. And make it like that. And I could just circle the entire area with it. So there is the ditch. It's just, I also built a dike around it, but as I said, it would be too thick to create a wall of that, a wall there. So I'm going to make some oak fences and just circle the whole thing with oak fences. And I think that will be a nice substitute for it. Alright, so here's some oak wood planks. Actually, I'm going to start with these and then do the planks. Good. And that should give me a good number of planks. And I can do that. The entire idea then is to make it as hard as possible for monsters to get into this area. And you may say, why not just the fence if the monster? Well, it's that in the game they actually do have a ditch around many parts of the town, and I don't think they quite do it in this area. I think they have the ditch but not the wall, but in other parts they do have the ditch and the wall plus the hedge being the main form of the defense. Alright. I don't know how often hedges are used as defensive elements in history. Usually when I think of hedges involved in battles or in a war and things like that, it's those huge hedgerows that they had in France during World War II, which I don't think the hedgerows, well, they've made it real difficult to get through. I don't think the hedgerows were grown for the purposes of keeping someone out, especially considering their location. It wouldn't have been much of an inconvenience for the Germans, it was more of an inconvenience for the Allies. But it's essentially a wall made of, well, bushes, I guess. Alright. Okay, so let's see. Oh, let's go another layer on that since we're talking about... Well, fortunately, I can just plop some dirt there and everything will be fine. Good. And that's all over the place. Now, unfortunately, I got onto a hill here. As I said, the landscape wasn't exactly the most cooperative. That and the fact that I lost all my villagers pretty early on. I have a feeling that after I get through all of here, complete Bree and all this stuff, I'm going to find those places that will fit a much better Bree. It's sort of the type of things that will happen. But it's possible that I could just consider this to be a rough draft if that turns out to be the case. Alright. And make sure you get my shovel out here so... Oh, good grief. There's a... Good grief indeed. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's... Oh, this isn't... Oh, hang on. Coal. Well, I'm not going to be able to resist the temptation of getting some coal here. But I can do that later. That's certainly not going to be the main part of today's episode, going around... Alright. Did that fill up already? What am I doing with the mushroom here? I don't need a mushroom. Alright, well, let me dump this mushroom. Then I can pick up the... Alright. Okay. Mushroom jettisoned. Ah! Get rid of these mushrooms! Thank you. Alright. Good. Let's get that done. So you get the idea. I'll just have this all around and have the fence all around. And that'll be my way of helping to defend the city. That's probably as far as I'll go for now until I meet up at the other end, because I know that the two, that gate and that one are a couple of squares different from each other. So I'll probably have to have a slight move in on them, but I think that would be reasonable to happen, since, let's face it, I doubt that Bree, I don't think that Bree is on a perfectly straight line or anything like that. Good. So that's what's going on there. And that's probably what I'm going to be spending the next week on, trying to get this ditch all around here, getting the ditch out to here, and the entire idea is that an enemy will have trouble getting through there. Now there's this problem about the hill here. Now this hill is intended because this wall ends at the hill, so there's probably has to be some way of keeping people out of the hill. I have to see what happens there. I might not consider it, since that's outside the scope of the skirmish. Since in the skirmish, you enter into here, you come through here, so any enemies that are going to be attacking are going to be funneled through the gates, since everything else is going to be protected by the hedge. You come in through here. I'll probably have to put something here in order to block that off. I can think about that during the next week, and keeps on growing. Wow. I've already farmed that twice today. And I think that is it. So next time, we'll see how successful I was in getting this wall up. And we can start on the town hall. That's right, I need to plan out this town hall and see what it's going to be like. can't be very large. I'll probably have to tear down some of this hill here. Probably won't be too bad of an idea, since I'm going to have to do that anyway to get this wall out properly. And I could do that. I could build a nice, respectable town hall that the local mayor will be proud to be inside, even though the mayor does so little in the Lord of the Rings that while he does appear in the game, he's not even mentioned in the books. But that is it for today, and we'll see you next time in Pineleaf Plays Minecraft Skirmish.